Hello and welcome to Highly Elevated. If this is your first time, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, if you've been here since the very beginning, you already know the vibe. I'm so eternally grateful for each and every one of you for your continued support, the encouragement. It's been amazing. And again, I'm just so thankful. I hope everyone's been doing well. There are some of us who are coming out of this 2-year period, this 2-year cycle that felt like a living hell, a living nightmare. And it's like, even though we continue to push through, we prayed our way through, we pushed our way through, we continue to be consistent in our meditation, in our groundwork, in our shadow work. We were consistent in pushing through each and every lesson, each and every circumstance. Even when we fell down, we quickly learned lessons. We didn't stay down. We got up immediately and kept moving forward because we knew that this can't be the end. This can't be how my life is supposed to be set up. There has to be better. There has to be bigger. There has to be greater. There has to be so much more than this hell that I've been contained in. And as we were going through it, it's like, why am I going through this? Why? Looking back on conversations between friends and I, we'll often joke around and be like, what is the reason? Like, what is the reason? And then after laughing about it for a little bit, we'll be like, okay, this was the reason, because clearly we needed to learn this, and how can we make sure that we don't have to keep coming back to the same lesson over and over again and become repeat offenders, because we are moving beyond our winning season. I said that a couple of months ago. We're moving beyond our winning season. Even when I spoke about our winning season, I said there is so much more to come once we enter into our winning season. It's just elevation from there. And even though we went through this 2-year period of hell, so to speak, of this living nightmare, there are people around us who can't believe it. How are they able to push through? How are they able to pray through? How are they able to be consistent through all the fuckery and all the chaos and everything that this world is throwing at them? How are they able to do it? Even when the ones closest to you are hating on you. They don't see things the way that you see things, and that's completely okay. Because I'm going to keep pushing. And you kept pushing and you kept moving forward. Now look at you. You are in a place. You have been placed in a position that's just going to further accelerate from here. And it's going to be such a shock in the coming time period where it's going to be like, what did I do to deserve all of this? You did everything. You put in the work. You remained hopeful. You remained resilient. You remained in truth. Even when the truth hurt. Even when you had to look within yourself and recognize some things that caused you to grow emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. because there will be people who will come into your life and you will be like, damn, this person really gets on my nerve. But why is it that whatever they are doing and saying is getting on your nerve, right? That's when we have to look within a little deeper, because sometimes we're a lot more similar than the ones who get on our nerves than we really care to realize. And that's what I mean by the truth hurts. I never wanted to be the type of parent that my mother is, but sometimes I catch myself in the midst of saying some shit that I know that I have no business saying. And I'm like, okay, that's not wrapped in love. Let's take a beat and bring it back. It's because of those moments right there that you are in your winning season. You were in your winning season. Just because your win doesn't look like mine does not take away from the victory. Just because my wealth and my abundance does not look and feel like yours, or what society tells us it should look like, does not take away from the fact that I am abundant, that I am prosperous, that I am wealthy, that I am healthy. And now that we have completed this 2-year process, some of us have already completed it. Some of us are, wrapping up the final chapters, the final exam, because we are entering into a new season. I'm pretty sure today is the first day of fall. I don't like the word fall, so today is the first day of autumn. And so we're literally entering into a new season, not only in the physical sense, but in the spiritual sense also. And now we can actually take a breath. And a breath is actually needed. It's time to realize that you have put in the work. You have put in the time, the effort, the energy, all of that. You have done everything and then some that you needed to do. Even when you fell down, you got right back up and dusted yourself off. You may have had some cuts and bruises. You may have had to cry along the way, and that is okay, because you learned and you leveled up, and you will continue to learn and level up and excel. But now it's just time to rest and honestly just be still. You have to continue to protect your mind, your mental, your peace. That is so important for you to be able to protect your peace, for you to be able to protect your energy, all while remaining patient, because you know that something is coming. You just don't know what it is. And it's like, I feel like I'm at the finish line, but what's my prize? Be patient. It's coming. You've trusted the process this far. Do not give up. Do not give up. Because I promise you, greater is coming. Just continue to be still in your silence. And do not stress. Don't stress. You have to be confident. You have to be confident and rest assured and know that everything you have worked so hard for, your business, schooling, starting a new career. Some of you are getting ready to birth a child. Some of you are getting ready to birth an idea. Some of you are getting ready to get job advancement. Some of you are getting ready to move to a different state for better opportunities. Like, when I tell you it's coming, you just have to be patient and be confident in yourself. It is so important that while you take this time of stillness to really reflect and really just continue to align yourself. Because a lot of times people wonder why I'm trying to manifest this and I'm trying to manifest that, and it's just not happening for me. Why? It's because your mind is not aligned with that version of yourself that you are beckoning for. But when you are in alignment, just know that behind the scenes, behind the scenes, there is magic happening. There is wonder happening. I know one person in particular who was involved in an almost fatal car crash that could have ended their life. And they were able to walk away from that car crash. And a lot of times people will say, you had angels around you. You had a praying grandmother. There was somebody watching over you. Yes, that is so true. But we can't see those things with our physical eyes, what's happening behind the scenes. But just know that when somebody's prayers go up, protection will be enforced. Guidance, strength, grace, all of those things. Because they see you, they feel you, they hear you, they see the consistency. You can't want to be a billionaire if you're focusing on the fact that you don't have $1 billion right now. That's not a billionaire's mindset. And all I can say is I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of each and every one of you for trusting the process. Because the process, for me, I know it brought up a lot of pain. It brought up a lot of sorrow. It brought up a lot of self-sabotaging behaviors that I had to put behind me because they were no longer serving me. There were people in my life that I never thought that I would cut out of my life, that I had to cut out of my life because they just were not aligned with me energetically. And that's not for me to say that I don't love them any less. I just love me more. And I had to get to that realization that I had to love me more. I had to put that confidence within myself because I'm the first person to be somebody else's hype man. I'm the first person to be somebody else's hype man, to pour into someone else's cup. But I had to hype me up. I had to pour into my own cup to realize who I am and so much more. And that was just a part of, really understanding in order for me to understand what it is that I want out of life, what it is that I hope to accomplish, all while, remaining true to who I am and not falling victim of old ways that are easy to fall back into. Even diet, exercise, meditation, praying, all of that. It's easy to fall into a trap and not know how to get yourself out. Easy to walk into some quicksand and you don't know how to get out of quicksand. So it's been definitely an interesting last 2 years, to say the least. But I am so thankful. I am so thankful and I am so grateful that I pushed through. I did. I pushed through. I pushed through. Sometimes I was on my hands and knees, okay, but I was still pushing. I was still pushing, and I didn't stay on my hands and my knees for long. I got back up. I got back up. Wiped the dirt off my knees and my elbows and gathered myself, and I got back up. And I had to realize that I'm not going to downplay my greatness any longer to make myself fit into a space that limits my potential. I'm not going to allow my energy to be in a space where I know it's not wanted, where I know that I'm not wanted. I can take myself somewhere else and be a fulfillment piece to someone else's life, an enrichment piece to somebody else's life. People who are willing and wanting and able to learn and receive. And even if everything doesn't resonate with them, you, me, there are more than one ways to do something. And just because someone else does it differently than the next person doesn't make the way they do it wrong, right? So yes, I'm just so thankful and I'm just so appreciative for each and every one of you, because you made it. Just continue to trust the process. And again, take this time to really just be still and really just sit with yourself, to put the finishing touches on you, so you come out bigger and bolder than ever before, right? Because there's going to be so much coming to you. And another thing that I've also been hearing from Spirit is everything that glitters isn't gold. Everything that shimmers and shines and has a pretty packaging is not always the best option. The biggest, brightest is not always the best option. But with you in this transition period, while you're actually able to sit with yourself and just really take some time off from social media if you have to, even if it's just for a couple of hours a day, take a beat, away from family and friends, to just really kind of sit with yourself. Examine your body, see how your mind feels, see how your heart feels, see how everything feels, and once you begin to recognize the way your body feels, that will strengthen your intuition and your discernment, so that when these opportunities present themselves to you as these big shiny presents, you will have the discernment enough to say, yeah, that's not going to work for me and my brand. That's not going to work for me. I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to decline. And sometimes the best packages come in discreet boxes, and they are so tiny that they seem unrecognizable. I'm not saying that will be your option and the best option and the best fit for you. But what I am saying is you will know what is for you. Because again, you will be strengthened by sitting with yourself and being still during this transition period and being confident in yourself, and know that when the time does present itself, because it will present itself, many opportunities will present themselves to you. Be confident and know that whatever choice you make will be the right choice. Be confident in that. Do not second guess yourself. You didn't just go through this. And for some people, it's actually been 5 years. It's been 5 years of just a total nightmare, just total chaos. And it's like you feel like you get your head above water and then you drown a little bit more, and then you get a little bit of air and you feel like somebody threw you a life jacket, or sent out a lifeboat to rescue you, and then that boat got a hole in it. It's just one thing after the next. You're coming out of that. You pushed through. You prayed through. You consistently did exactly what you needed to do. Now just take some time, reflect, check in with yourself, be confident, be still in knowing that you are greatness and greater is coming. And until next time, I love each and every one of you. Be great, be kind, be truthful, be your authentic self, even if you cuss a little or a lot. That's okay. Be your authentic self. Now, just because I said be your authentic self doesn't mean that you have to, be rude and obnoxious, because there are ways and methods to get your point across without being rude and obnoxious and malicious to other people, and vibrating at a lower frequency. Even if you do have to cuss a little. Okay, I love each and every one of you to beyond infinity. As always, remain great, operate in your truth, and remain highly elevated. Until next time.